He gets tripped up, gets it to me, over the line. He's made going in on goal. Is she
Hey guys, how's it going? Here we are, late night Friday. Big interview tonight for our fifth episode of Between Two Sticks. So super excited to get into this. Excited for my guest tonight, Kax. So we'll see how this one goes. I know a lot of people are interested to see how this interview is going to go, and I'm super excited to do it. So thanks to the guys that are in here. I'm sure some more people are going to start joining in. So we'll get right into it. So again, myself, the host, Big Kuno 3. This is our set. Already seeing over under 2.5 ACs on Kax. I don't think so. I think he's ready for this. I think there's gonna be no issues, but who knows? We'll see. We will see. All right, joining me now, he's a two-time WHL regular season champion. He has a history of building very good teams. Not one to hold back how he feels and his opinion on what's going on. He's plus 171, has 653 points in 270 LGCHL games. Welcome to the show, owner of the Oshawa Generals, Kaxnan. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
Hey, man. How are you?
Not too bad. Thanks for doing this.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. I know a lot of people are excited to get you on the show, and I'm still seeing lots of comments about thinking how spicy of an interview this is going to be. So I think everyone's a little bit excited for this one.
I'm a nice guy. I won't say anything bad.
Right on. So usually when we get started here, like to ask the guest one random or interesting fact about you.
Other than the fact that I'm French, probably that I'm a total nerd. Like, I'm a 4.0 student, and basically that. Can't really tell, but goes with it.
Okay. 4.0 student. I wish I had that. I wish I did a little bit better in school. That's pretty cool, man. Awesome. That's a pretty interesting fact. I think when you said not many people would think or know that about you, I'm sure that they wouldn't. So that's a good fact. So first question, when did you first join LG and how did you hear about it?
So I think it was season 32. I hopped on as a joke of just like typing NHL 22 or NHL whatever, it was like 13 back in the day on my Google search and was like, oh, league gaming. Signed up on defense. I'm not a defenseman, anyone can tell you that, so can imagine how that went. But then I ended up I was just playing with some buddies like Charisma, one of my best friends in the gaming world, I guess. He signed up with me as a goalie, one of my best goalies I've ever played with, and ended up signing up together, just trying to play together, and that was the start of it.
That's sweet. You had a buddy help you get into it too. It's nice when you have somebody to play with. I remember when I first started, I was playing with a bunch of randoms, had no clue how the league worked, and it was so intimidating. I had no clue what was going on. So it's nice that you had a buddy with you.
I couldn't imagine. Must have been terrible.
It was terrible. So question for you: what is a Kaxnan? Where did that gamer tag come from?
Oh, that's my name. My name is Kanan, so I just replaced the E with the X.
There we go. Now we have it. I thought maybe I was gonna be like completely out of inside joke or something like that, but it sounds like nothing really going on there. So replace the E with an X. Awesome.
I mean, Barking Gazelle want me to change my name to Faxnan because even they know, the Bogs know I'm always right. So I might have to come.
Faxnan, because you're always right. I like that. Let's note that down. We're gonna see him change his name next season.
Gotta get done.
Yeah, for sure. So what made you end up deciding that you wanted to get into management?
Poor bidding experiences, honestly. I went to bidding once, twice. Twice I went for 3.5, 3.75. I mean, it's still a good season. It's just you don't get the teams you want to be on, or if you do, the other lines get destroyed, so it doesn't end up being the team you want it to be. And then the other, like, so I managed for 3 seasons, and I was like, oh, I'll try to manage again. I'll try bidding again. Went to the end, got sued, and I was like, no, I'm just taking management again.
Yeah, that's fair. It's nice when you're in control of your own destiny, I guess, right? Yeah, not open to whoever wants to spend the most money on you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I'd get teams like Nag or Brandon to bid on me, and I'd be like signing my own death warrant.
You don't think your skill level is good enough to make those teams good?
I could curb stomp those kids with give me Snipe Show.
There you go. A WJC Snipe Show?
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm scared for that team.
For sure, I would be too. That's why I'm glad I made it through my first round of playoffs ever. So maybe a new manager that's joining the league. What advice would you give somebody to make them a successful manager?
Is this a PG stream?
No, you can swear. Just don't break the COC. That's all.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. No, okay. No, just don't let anyone shit on you. Like, step up and be a man, and don't take shit from anyone. Don't let owners be like, "Oh, this is a good trade for you." Fuck you. It's not. Everyone's trying to screw you over. So just go with your gut feeling. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you're trying to get bullied around by a player, fuck you, trade them. That's it.
Yeah, I appreciate the shit out of that, dude, because it's so true, man. Anytime somebody asks you for a player, there's a reason they want them. It's not because they're bad, right? They're not trying to trade for a bad player. So don't let anybody convince you that it's a good trade for you ever, right?
Why would I trade you my 750K new sign up on TC for your 4.5, 19 and 2 forward? Like, there's a reason for both. There's a reason you're getting rid of them, and there's a reason you're trying to get this guy that's never played a game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've been on a lot of good teams over the past few seasons, including this one. Which team is the best team that you've been on?
So I thought about this one. I'd say, okay, team-wise, I'd have to go with my season 38. I had it written down. I think 36 Tri-City. Great vibe in general. I think we made it to the Mem Cup finals against Tulsa. That was a great team. And we were just buddies all around. No egos, no toxic shit. That was a good time. I'd say skill-wise, probably season 37 in Moose Jaw. That was like, I think we had like 6 100-point scores. Ended up losing to Medhat third round. So that was a disappointing season, but it happened. But I'd say those teams are probably the best. And then depth-wise, I'd have to go with my season 38 Portland team.
Yeah, that team was pretty nasty. I remember playing you guys pretty frequently when I had Everett there. And I remember that Tri-City team too, because one of my real life buddies, Egan, was on that team, and that's kind of when we first kind of broke into the league, and he was on roster and I wasn't. I was all pissed off. But I remember how like tight that team was, and like because I played some games like just for fun after we got knocked out. I was playing with like Recoup and those guys, and it was like you could tell you guys all bought into playing a certain way. I think even when you guys played Everett there, Killamilla, and that they like had more possession, they had whatever, but you guys bought into a system and you guys beat them, and they were so frustrated. I just remember seeing you guys play, and you guys had a really good team. Then you ran into that suspicious Tulsa team. You want to talk about that at all?
We can hop into it, but I think the season before that we also beat Killa, and then we ran into the second tag Vancouver team in the third round. They never let us play another game after that to like a one and done against the next team that got eliminated by them, which was unfortunate. So two seasons in a row. So yeah, that Tulsa team. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's the RAV system. They abused it, and a lot of prospects that didn't seem legit, that weren't legit. But what can you say? It's the league. It happens every season.
Yeah.
As much as I want to bitch and whine about it, it's probably gonna happen. Something this season is gonna come out after the season ended on the top from a top team having a tag recovery or whatever, and it's the way she goes. There's ways around it. System getting abused, and
Yeah, no, for sure. I know there was a lot of like controversy after they won the MEM, and you guys were probably a team that would have given, if you get by them, maybe you win the MEM, right? So I think maybe you kind of felt like, I didn't know if maybe you felt like you got the MEM stolen from you that season or not, but we don't have to go too much into detail because I know that there is some controversy with that team, but I know I definitely wanted to touch on that for sure.
I mean, we can. It's not bad. Like, yeah, we did feel like we got cheated because we didn't take them. We lost and we ended up losing 3-1. We could have taken it to game 5. It was the best of 5 too. Could have taken it to game 5, lost in double OT in that game 4. So, I mean, do we feel like we got cheated? Yeah, because we definitely could have beat that next team over to win the MEM, but it happens. I got another run at it this season. I pretty much get a run at it every season, so I can't really complain.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I said at the beginning, you build really good teams almost every season, so that's nice to have. I mean, season 38, you touched on it a little bit there with Portland being one of those, like, your best team, most skill. Or no, it's not more skill. You said most depth.
Yeah.
I think I would believe that you guys were one of the top teams and should have went really deep into playoffs. Now that season, if I remember correctly, you ended up taking a ban, right? And there was some controversy around the timing of it and what was going on. So how did that come to be? Like, without commenting too much and getting yourself in trouble, like, do you feel like you deserve to get that ban, or like? Because I remember, I think there was something to do with like the timing of some of the comments and whatnot, right? So,
I mean, I worked myself to that ban. Like, I didn't deserve what I got banned for, but I deserved a ban for going. I was at, oh my god, I was at Swizz's neck all season. I was at Moose Jaw's neck all season. I was at Seattle's neck all season. And then all 3 of them, once we got eliminated, because we got shut out in all 4 games. Lost like 1-0, 2-0, 2-0, 1-0. And yeah, so I was talking all my shit all season, and then got shut out 4 games in a row, and then they all ganged up on me in the forums. I said some bad stuff, and got AC'd for it and got banned.
so they baited you. You did exactly what they wanted you to do. Now, do you think?
I did, but I thought I stayed within the guidelines. I didn't say anything bad. I said nice 3-way, and then I got banned.
Oh
For
shoot.
sexual comments or whatever it was.
Yeah, so kind of a gray area for sure, but I'm sure from that you probably learned like just kind of where the line I guess is, and do you think maybe if you didn't get banned, that team goes farther?
No, because I got banned after the series was over.
Oh, okay. So you had already lost in playoffs before that happened?
Oh yeah, we got you.
Got you. Okay, cool. And that's crazy. Like I thought your team was so deep, man. It's so good. I thought for sure you guys were gonna make a deep run. So what went wrong then? Do you think?
So did we. Avail really hurt us. We had my line who was 22-2. Second line had 19 wins. Third line had 17. So we had a great team. I think we won the Presidents that season too. I think.
Yep.
And yeah, no, it just ended up being like Avail. Everyone could play Sunday. No one could play Monday. I had to try to mix up lines. 2 guys ended up no-showing actually. Like they said they could play, just ended up no-showing at 2 ECUs in that one of the games, or 2 of the games. My line lost 1-0 in double OT on one of those 10 to 3 minute TOA games where you shit on the other team and they get 1 goal and it's over. So that didn't help.
Oh man. That seems to be a struggle with a lot of teams, though, when you go into playoffs and availability, and you have lines that run all season long, and then guys can't play with their lines. It's got a lot of teams run into that shit when it comes playoff time, and it kind of screws everything.
I got another mem costed because of Avail in season 34 when I won the Presidents with Bing and them.
Mm-hmm.
We made it to the Final Four again, and then ended up that Avail just cost us.
That sucks,
Lost
man.
in Game 5 in the best of 5 because our top line, who was the best line in the sea by far, had one guy out of the 3 forwards that can make it.
That sucks, man. That definitely hurts, especially when it's your top line like that too. Great team this season. I know you've had a lot of issues at the beginning with like call-ups and send-downs, and you guys battle through it. Is there anyone on your team that you'd want to highlight maybe that doesn't get enough credit or is underrated?
I'd have to go. So 2 people. Stevens, for one. Stevens isn't talked about. I don't know if he's underrated or underlooked or whatever. I don't hear anyone ever talk about him. He's been my left wing all season. Amazing player. Honestly, not a flashy player, won't LT around you, do everything himself. He's just where he has to be all the time. Adjusts everyone's game. We've had 3 different centers all season. Adjusted to every single one of them. He's an amazing player. These guys even switch lines and put up points on other lines. He's been something else, that's for sure. Got him for $750K too out of bidding. He was on our team last season. And then Crass. I know Crass is a very popular person, and he's had amazing seasons, but he's had a rough season with us this season. But he hasn't let it get to him at all. Like he's like, just give me whoever's struggling, and we'll try to make it work. He's been an amazing manager. Said he didn't have much time for it. Found time. He's been fantastic. A+.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's good to hear. Yeah, I know. I'm sure he's not overly excited on how his seasons go. I think he had his struggles, but like, I think he's a great guy. He's a great manager. He's been around for a bit too, so I'm glad to hear that he's like really positive and just like keeps it going. That's awesome, man. And Stevens for sure, man. I remember him when he was playing for Jacksonville and like how good he was there. And for you to get him for $750K, I'm actually kind of pissed at myself to think that he wasn't on my bid list somehow. I have no clue how that happened, but that's an absolute steal. So, no, that's a good call out. You're right. I don't know if a lot of people talk about Stevens too often, so that's a great call out.
I don't hear his name anywhere, and dude's been a rock for us. I don't know. He had 72 points this season. I think 17 wins. And he went up to the A for a week too. So
Yeah. Specifications in the chat saying now Stevens is gross. Yeah, you're not wrong. Actually, you talked about him like Crass, like moving from line to Stevens, moving line to line here, and I don't know, maybe it was like week 6 or something like that. It looked like you guys started to mix lines up. Was that just like did you guys feel like you were in a little bit of a slump or something, or what was going on? Why did you guys have to switch your lines up?
we went from having a lot of 6-win weeks, 7 6-win weeks, where last season that was a regular. It was 7-2, 8-1 every week.
Mm-hmm.
This season we were slumping. We were going 5 and like we got the Shore and Sagan trade, and those are 2 studs. And things weren't clicking. We were getting 4 to 5 wins a week, and we're like, what's going on? So started mixing up lines, just trying different combinations. Even if we lost, at least we were like, okay, well that one doesn't work. We're not gonna try that again. So we started mixing up lines, and we actually found some really good line combos that we ended up really being happy with. Me and Poodle, we got our lines switched up to just try things out. And he's back with me, which thank God, because I love all the other centers on our team. Don't get me wrong, but me and Poodle have that connection.
Yeah.
And then
I was gonna say, I feel like when we played you guys, like Poodle's, like everything kind of goes through him in the middle, right? He's just like that big build, takes care of the puck, and then feeds. When I played you guys had Stevens on the wing too. He was just kind of fed you guys the puck, and you guys scored all the goals. He's really responsible, man.
He's a smart guy with the puck. He knows what to do. He was an AHL defenseman last season. I think he had 14 wins, and for him to drop to the C as a center when he had a 20-win season in the C 2 seasons ago at forward, I was just like, okay, I'll take that.
Nice. Crass is in the chat saying Avail was shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Fair enough. One thing I noticed about all the teams that you've been managing on or you've been on, all the gamer pictures with the handwritten gamer tags that are on it, like the really messy looking ones, and sometimes it's a picture that you guys are drawing. I remember the Tri-City ones. I remember the Portland ones for sure. how did that start? And like, do you try to push that on all the players to make it mandatory on your team?
No, it was a thing me and Charisma did. So the guy I signed up with back in season 33, he's on Snapchat one day just drawing some pictures. He's like, "Here, I made you a logo." And he started making one for everyone on the team. Everyone wanted one. So he started making that for a couple seasons in Portland and Tri City, and it stuck around. It came back with me for Oshawa, but I'm not imposing it on anyone. If someone wants them, I'll shoot them a text and gladly make one for someone, but it's just for fun.
I remember Egan changing his gamer picture, and I was like, "What the fuck is that, man?" And he said, "Everyone on the team's doing it, so I had to do it." So I remember it was like his name, a shitty ass Tri City logo drawn, and then his number scribbled on there too. I thought it was pretty funny. And then I noticed it in Portland when you guys had Portland, and I was like, "Oh, this must be a thing. It's kind of a tradition."
It was fun. I mean, we've had good teams, and it gets the team bonding. It's like, I mean, when you have a close team, it's easier to do. Those two teams, that Portland team and that Tri City team, a lot of bonding, a lot of playing. I mean, back when the game was fun to play, so obviously it's a lot easier to get games going. But this game's shit. So
Yeah, this game does suck. I agree. All right, worst team to deal with for trades.
so in two portions, worst team to want to get your player from, Swift Current, because they'll try to finesse you, and if you're a good manager, you just won't go for it.
Yep.
And fuck, the worst team to deal with by far, Red Deer.
Red Deer.
I mean, they gave us what we wanted. I'm not going to complain. They gave us everyone who we wanted for cheap, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll think about it tonight, 5 days later. Yeah, I haven't thought about it yet. Like, fuck off. Like, make up your goddamn mind.
Yeah, Mega was good for that. Actually, that's funny. You reminded me of that. Like, he just randomly messaged me and say, "So, what are we doing this week?" I'm like, "Oh, we haven't even talked, man. What are you talking about?" Like, oh man, all the random messages about trades and stuff. But yeah, he got me a guy that I wanted to, so I can't complain too much.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain. He gave us center back for absolute nothing. So basically, got Shore and Sagan for nothing. And then, yeah, he gave us Hooch for nothing in that trade to get Shore and Sagan. So I can't complain. He gave us everything we wanted. But, Jesus, pain in the ass.
Just a waiting game with him, man, for sure. Now on the other side of things, like any rivalries, like guys that you just fucking hate in this league that you're like, man, if every time we play them, I want to smack that team. McDonald. Okay. So what is it? So Kitchener then when you would have played Kitchener this season then obviously.
Oh yeah, I've slapped him every time.
Yeah, but he's not a manager. There's no managers? I know that managers chat gets heated once in a while. There's got to be some guys that you can't stand that you just want to beat every single time.
I can't say for band related issues. I can't say one of them, but I'm sure you can figure out, and everyone else can figure out. I won't say the name because I'll probably get banned for it. That's how sensitive it is.
All right.
Other than that, I've had a pretty decent season. I've gone at a couple people, but no one's really pissed me off. Like Spads has his moments where he can be a dick and like not think and be like just talk out of his ass. So yeah, Spads is one of them, but he's already out. Thank you for that, by the way. Other than that, I don't know. Honestly, Swayman's out. No one I'm really worried about. Barry's out. So
Fair
I mean,
enough.
we're down to the final 8. So we're down to the final 16 teams. So it's not too bad, but no, this season was pretty quiet. Past seasons was a lot worse, but I've been decent this season.
Nice. Short leash, eh?
What'd you say? Yeah.
It's a short leash.
Yeah, I always get the messages from the blogs. Chill a little. Okay.
If you were able to change one thing in this league, what would it be?
Buck. No, I'm kidding, Buck. No, I'm kidding. Realistically, damn. I thought about this hard and I still haven't found an answer for it. I had all your questions ready except for this one. Call-ups. I'd change call-ups, but I can see both perspectives. I can see that we're a feeder league, but at the same time, the call-ups and the veto trades, please. Like a lot more. I'm tired of having fucking kids getting sent to top teams for next to nothing. I mean, it happened to us a few times. I can't complain. But yeah, no, honestly, there's a lot to change, but a lot of minor stuff. I don't think anything major. I think they're changing anything major that's get changed.
Yeah,
To be honest, they're doing a good job.
fair enough. Now, when you say like veto trades, like how would you recommend that happening? Like who would
I have a
manage
panel
that?
for
Who
it.
manages that?
Uh, if I were to do it, I'd go with like an AHL panel or I can't say a bog panel because some of those bogs are forcing themselves down to the sea, so it could be towards their team. Like maybe like an AHL bog, like an AHL bogs, multiple. Like because some of these trades are ridiculous. Like there's no reason that let's say me for example, I get traded for 3 TCs, 3 no-name inactive TCs. So like if I were to get a bid to a shit ass team, for example, Brandon or Godly Hayes would bid on me. Yeah, that's realistic. And I get sent to his team, and then I don't know some top team like let's say seek him this season. He's like, oh, I want Cax. He's like, I'll give you 3 TCs for him early season. Like a lot of owners, like new owners, are gonna be like, sure, I get 3 players in return, but it's not a fair deal at all. And like some of those trades happen, and it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, honestly.
Yeah, I remember one trade happening that I think you were pretty upset about was when Plymmy made those deals, I think, with Peterborough. Kingston.
Yeah,
Maybe?
that's another issue. That was, I think that was a
Was that
forced send
the
out.
was that the Moose thing where he got him while he was called up and then he got sent right down right after?
Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't believe that one too. But I
that's gotta
I wouldn't be against that veto thing. It's just the only thing I think it would be too much work for somebody to assess that stuff because there is other things like availability and maybe some guys being toxic versus not being toxic. Like some guys just don't want to deal with that shit on their team, so they're just like, I'll just get rid of this guy anyways. So that kind of stuff
yeah.
will play into that stuff too, right? So I don't know if it's easy as saying like if it's black or white, right? It's almost like I guess
No,
it wouldn't happen with every trade. It'd probably be like, hey, we need to look at this one or something. I guess, right?
yeah, exactly. No, see, I understand. Like it's a tough thing, but like sometimes it should happen, but other times, yeah, I can agree with you. If I were to be full toxic, my management didn't want that, then I can understand too.
Yeah. Okay. A couple more questions. Two of them are not going to be on the prep that I gave you.
Yeah,
One
sure.
of them is Soggy on your team, goalie Sugard. Is he just like a second coming of you? Like he is the cockiest guy in shout boxes. He's a great dude, but like he's a winner. He is a very confident guy, eh? Is he
Very
misunderstood?
confident, but no, he's very good. Um, puts his money where his mouth is. I can't say anything wrong about that. It's true. He shows up for big games. Struggling a little bit lately, but always shows up for the big games. That's for sure. He's been our rock. But he's nowhere close to the second coming of me. He couldn't handle it.
And are you misunderstood? That's another question for you. It's like I feel like I said, you like to voice your opinion. A lot of people were worried that you were gonna come on here and just be an absolute dick, I think, but you weren't. And like, so do you feel like you're misunderstood? Do people think that you're a bigger dick than you actually are?
No, I don't fucking stutter when I talk. People understand where I come from.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Last question before we get to some questions from the chat. Um, Obviously you've been very dominant. Like when I kind of called out your stats for the CHL. Been very dominant in the CHL. Are you ready to move up?
I am. At least for one season.
So you think next season you're gonna go back into bidding? Oh, might have lost him. Sorry, are you still there? Oh no, did we lose Cax? We might have lost him. I'm gonna ask him just to maybe rejoin if you can hear me, Cax. Well, technical difficulties. We'll give him a second to rejoin. While he's doing that, maybe if you guys want to start filtering some questions into the chat for him. And if he gets back in here, we'll get asking some of those questions.
Oh,
Oh,
my bad.
no, you're good. You're back. You're back. All good.
I got another call and I declined it, and it still put me on it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. So yeah, you're gonna go back into bidding next season. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I've had a couple offers from a couple of AHL guys that want me, and they're top end guys. So I am interested in moving up. I'm down. I think it's time. I've had my fun down here, and I get a lot of shit for dodging the A, and I've had a lot of people say that I'm good enough to go to the A. So I think I'm gonna take people up on it.
Nice,
Fuck
man.
it.
That's sweet. Okay, so I've just kind of reached out to the chat here. The chat's, I said, like, they're open to some questions. It's up to you if you answer them or not. Nobody's
Yep.
declined a question yet on the show. While they're doing that, every guest, I've given them an opportunity. If they have a question for me, I'll answer one question. I don't know if you have one for me or not.
I'll think about it. Go with the questions, and I'll get one for you.
All right,
A good
sweet.
one.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through the chat here. There was one earlier from Polish saying, "Are you and Soggy afraid of Game 7?"
No, Sogi didn't deserve to play Game 7. He knows it. For me, I had my head in the toilet bowl. I was so sick. It was something else. I wanted that Game 7. I was home. It was in my avail. I wanted that Game 7, but I was sick, and the other line was buzzing too. They had shit on that line the game before, so I was like, "Fucking give it to him." I couldn't even look at my monitor, so I was like, instead of me throwing, just give it to that line, and they pull it out anyway. They shit on him, so
Nice. Chicken saying, "Why do you hate Legends so much?"
he's too cocky. Like he doesn't have the stats to back it up. Like he can come at me in the CHL chat for saying that. I don't give a shit, but he doesn't. He's had one good season last season. That's it, and he's so cocky for nothing. He's got to back it up with a few more seasons first, in my opinion. I don't hate him. I call him out for one thing, and he thinks he's the shit. And yeah, that's basically it.
All right. Shore says he has a question for you, but he hasn't put it in the chat yet. Okay, maybe he just has now. But we'll get to it. Let's see here. Hendo, who's the best DP D man?
It's got to be Hendo.
There you go. He was complaining a little bit earlier that the D were getting no love when you were talking about the team.
Oh no, our team's amazing. Honestly, this is the best defensive team I've had by far. This is the deepest defense team I've had. We have 3 top end D pairs that I'd put up against anyone in Game 7. Honestly,
Cockmills is asking what your favorite matchup you had during the regular season.
favorite matchup. It would be them. It would be Cock, Led, and Shag. I'm good friends with Led and Shag. I've gotten to know Cock quite a bit. But I'm very good friends with Led and Shag. I've had them on my team multiple times before. And that was definitely fun. I've been looking forward to that matchup a couple times. They did beat us twice. Got to give it to them. But no, it's always a fun game with them. It's probably been my hardest game by far too this season.
I think one of the losses that you guys took from them, you can blame on us for going into like triple overtime with them, and you guys were sitting around waiting for so long, so you probably weren't ready to go.
We were, and we had just played the team that we'd be like 10-3. Like we went in, it was a cakewalk. You guys took them to triple overtime. We were sitting there for 25 minutes doing nothing.
Yeah, I know. You guys tagged us like fucking 8 times in the chat. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? What do we got here? Shore. What do you think about Shore, aka Lil Guan?
Shore's 5'1". I can't see him. He's nowhere near me.
Oh, you might not like that one. What's it like to Polish asks, what's it feel like to be the undisputed #1 trash talker in the league?
It feels good because like as soon as I start saying something, everyone knows, and it's starting to be it's a good feeling. It happens a lot in Five costume where people try to talk shit at me, and then I have a bunch of guys backing me up. It's really fun, honestly, and then people know that I can talk shit, so they don't go at me. It's fun.
Do you feel like maybe this season, like you didn't get into a lot of those fuck you matches because people have just backed down and they don't feel like having them with you anymore?
Yes and no. Some people did, but like at a certain extent, and managers chat especially, a lot of people like to chime in. Like it was never a one-on-one trash talking. It was always like an 18 versus 3 or it was CHL management chat was definitely something this season, but 5 for costing is fun. 5 for costing one-on-one trash talking is definitely the wave.
Oh man, I love it. Hendo says he loves you for what your comments, I'm assuming, so that's good. Chicken's asking, who do you believe will win the WHL?
I have it between them and Swift Current. I do believe they have a deeper. I do believe Swift Current has a deeper team, but I do think Portland's top line is by far the better first line. So I will go with Portland.
That's fair. I agree. The Portland 2 lines are really, really, really good, man. They're tough. So, okay. Shore says he's gonna AC you, so he didn't get through this without an AC. Uh, Polish is trying to stir the pot. I think we already talked about it a bit, but he's saying thoughts on Kingston.
Such a sensitive subject. Because I say one bad thing
Yeah.
and Plimmy's listening, I'm gone.
COC. Just remember that.
Yeah, I've got Cuddies into it and everything, so I can't really say much into it.
Yeah. You're probably. I will answer for you. You're happy that they're out of playoffs.
Basically.
There we go. Perfect.
You said it, not me.
Yeah. Thanks, Polish. Thanks for trying to get that. Nice try, buddy. We're too good for you. Not on this show, pal.
I've got a second round to attend.
What else do we
Like,
got? Cockmill saying, why does Soggy cry so much about X Factors?
Soggy cries about everything, but I love him. No. Okay, he cries about X Factors because they were our toughest matchup by far this season, line wise. So I think it was, and they abused their X Factors, and it's not bad. It's in the game. They used them well. So I guess it was tough for him to stop all the one-tees in the close quarters. So as a goalie, I can see why.
Fair enough. Yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it. So you might as well, right?
Basically.
Chicken asking another controversial question. Is coach a second tag?
I don't think it's a second. I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but maybe not. But I still believe you guys have tag recoveries,
Fair enough.
and so do multiple people. But
Fair enough. So no, he's not a second tag, but he maybe has played under other names in the past, is what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay, I can respect that. Polish says great answer. Get Kahuna kicked out too. That doesn't help you, Polish. I haven't won a fucking playoff game. It does not help you at all. Sure. Oh my god. Sure wants me to go back and ask this question. No, I've already asked that question, Sure. I'm sorry.
Polish has to worry about losing 2 to Windsor first and almost losing 3.
Oh man. I couldn't believe that Windsor took them that far, and I'm sure they're now rolling ready to go and to play us, so we'll see. It looks like the questions have kind of died down here. Shore's really pushing this question. So it's pretty much the exact same question. Maybe I'm out on an inside joke. What do you think of Shore, aka Guan's son, aka the Harvard kiddo? Does that mean anything
He's
different
full
than
of
his first question?
shit. No, he's full of shit.
Okay. He's all right, sweet. So yeah, like I think the questions, if they roll a little bit, roll in, maybe we'll answer another one, maybe two. But do you got a question for me, or are we just moving on from that?
Are you gonna go manage in the A next season?
I don't think so.
No, why not?
I want to be better in the C before I move to the A. Could I manage in the A? I think I could. Like I think I could build a decent team. I feel like for me I need a little bit more confidence before I move up. That's all.
Understandable.
Yeah, I just last season I had a pretty good season, and then this season wasn't as good. And yeah, I won my first playoff series, but I haven't won a game yet, and I don't know. I feel like I need to get a little bit more confident before I make the move for sure.
I respect it. It's a grind. He'll get there. I'm not even worried. I mean, you've gotten better every time I played you, so.
Yeah, I need to start finding some more guys that I have chem with too. Like that's one of the issues is like for 2 seasons in a row, before last, I played with the exact same line, and we fed off each other really well and knew what each other was going to do at different times. And I've been struggling to find my new line mates that I can work with really closely, because maybe sometimes I overthink the game a little bit too much and I try to treat it like real hockey.
Mhm.
But I just, yeah, I need to find some guys that that I get good chem with, and maybe bring those guys with me when I decide to make that move.
100%.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Crass is asking if you're going to be sick next season or series.
I don't plan on it. Just don't take me to Game 7. I might be sick again.
That's awesome. So you heard it there, Crass. He is not going to be sick. He's in perfect health. But all right. So I mean, yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll quickly touch on this. This will be the last question, and then we'll move on. Shore is just lighting it up in here. But I actually would like to ask this question too. Ask you about SAP Alien or SAP Alien, or however you would say it. I know he was a re-sign for you, and he had a great season last year. He's having a good season this season.
He is. I'm very happy with him. We are very happy with him as a management team. He went from having a 90-point season last season, amazing 20 wins, I think, and then got tossed around a bit this season with lines and struggled to find his spot, same as last season. But we switched him positions 2 times. He went to right wing, and now he's a center with 2 of the top prospects, and he's lighting it up with them. And he's an amazing player. He's top GWC player. He could play esports. He's an amazing guy. He's adjusted very, very, very well to what we've given him.
That's awesome. Right on, man. Well, I think that's it for questions. We'll cut it off there. Appreciate you hopping on, and I think you did a really good job of avoiding a ban. Other than I think Shore might have said that he's going to AC you, but I'm sure you guys can sort that out. But no, I appreciate you hopping on here, man. It's always nice to get somebody who's been in the league for a long time and had a lot of success hop on here. So best of luck in playoffs.
I appreciate it, man. You too, and thanks for having me. I mean, I can't get on any damn show. No one's gonna have me.
Well, now maybe you'll get invited because you kept it clean, kept it relatively PG on here, buddy, and avoided the stir ups. So we're just starting your
you're lucky
media
I'm still in
career.
playoffs.
Yeah, it would have been a different story, eh? Awesome. All right, man. Well, all the best and good luck in playoffs.
All right, thanks, man. You too.
Yep, take care. All right, guys, that finishes that for Between Two Sticks. Just before we move on, this will be the last stream before we start the next round of playoffs. So I'll just kind of give you guys a quick rundown, like I did last time, of who my picks are. So just gotta pull that up here for next round. And again, I never bet on my series, so I've got the Wolves in 6. I've got the Kaxnan Generals in 6. The Spirit in 6. Silver Tips in 7. I got the Winterhawks in 6. The Broncos in 6. And the Moose Jaw Warriors in 6. So a lot of 6s. Once we start getting into these teams, like there's lines that are going to win games for both sides, and I think it comes down to who has the best second line and who has the best top line, I guess, in that scenario too. But thanks, guys, for joining. The chat was awesome. Sure, all the messages were great. Way to get involved. Thanks, guys, for interacting in here. It makes it so much more fun for me and the guests. Lots of great questions. And if you're still in playoffs, best of luck. If you're not, don't sign up for WJC because you could get screwed with your ownership. I'm just kidding. So sign up for WJC. Keep playing. Keep involved. And we'll talk later. Thanks again for joining, guys. Have a great night and have a great weekend.